Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the first video. I was gonna make it all in one video, but I decided to take some time and relax and put in this as a separate video. So, if you have any more questions about the Super Quantum Archetype, I'm gonna make another video later talking about plays and also the slightly updated version of my deck and a few other combo decks that I want to try with Super Quantums. But I really enjoy Pure. I'm probably gonna play Pure for the rest of the format. If not, if I like any other build, I'm just gonna keep trying. So I recommend any player is dabble with your deck, try new things, combo, look at into effects, try and be able to work with any hand. Don't just give up at any hand or give up on the field. Try and see if you could work with it. Anyway, now we're gonna move on to the extra deck discussion. Super Quanto Mech Beast Grampus. Once we get into focus, here we go. Grampus. Now, this is the effect. I'm not going to read it to you. Basically, all the Super Quanto Mech Beasts have ignition effects, but if they have their corresponding attribute or, corresponding ranger attached to them, their ignition effects basically become quick effects. And this one is a Mystical Space Typhoon, either on your turn or on your opponent's turn. And what I love best about this one, you can just sit there. It has 2800 defense. And it's rank 3. It's the only rank 3 I run. I was considering running another one, but whenever I go into rank 3s, they're usually to stall, never to be aggressive. And you know what? She does just good. And I really love the artwork in this one. Ouroboros. He's personally not my favorite, but I love his effect. He probably has the decent amount of stats. He has good defense. He has good attack. He has a pretty good effect. As you read, he's basically a Book of Moon during either player's turn. Well, Book of Moon's already during either player's turn anyway. But he's a Book of Moon that could destroy, as long as he has green attached to him. And Magna Liger. See? Read it. I'm going to give you a moment to read this time before I start talking. Did you finish reading? Good. Now, Magna Liger just destroys any monster, whether face down, face up. There's times I even destroyed him. There's a video where I could show you why I destroyed him. But I'll explain that another day. Now, let me explain. What I love best about them is they're all generic. So you could use any material as long as they're the corresponding rank on them. That's where Panzer Dragon comes in handy. That's where Norden comes in handy. And there's really not much for 3 unless you run a level 3 fusion that could be summoned from instant fusion in the deck. The 3s is probably the easiest to get out in the deck so quickly, especially with instant fusion or Alphon. You really don't need any extra deck, at least in my opinion. Feel free to try if you really have the extra space. In my version, it's kind of tight right now based on what I want to run and what I have to run. And they also have another effect which a lot of players don't abuse much, is that you could, once per turn, attach any Super Quantum monster, which means only your 3 rangers. Alphon isn't eligible. You attach them to them from either your hand or field. That really builds up Magnus with multiple materials. Make sure you have different names, and especially with the other ones from the extra tech like Panzer Dragon or Norden, or even Alphon, you could really make Magnus really strong. I got him with 12 materials once, just abusing their attach effect, and I actually got him with materials of different names. Like, I believe I got him with 9 different names, if I recall correctly. Yes, it was 9 different names and 12 material. That, in my opinion, is Magnus at his highest pinnacle. Speaking of Magnus, here he is. He is pretty cheap right now. He's $5, but he's so soft. And look at how awesome he looks. And give you a longer time to read his effect this time. Sorry about that. Let me actually get back into focus, and then you guys can see it. One second. Just give me another second. If this doesn't work, I'm just going to explain it to you. Okay, never mind. Alright, I'm going to explain to you. He has a variety of effects. His first effect is with 2 or more material, you get to detach a material from him during either player's main phase and shuffle back any card on the field. Whether it's face up, it doesn't target. It's an ignister on your opponent's turn, which is great as long as he has 2 or more material. Second one, 4 or more materials with different names. He is able to be unaffected by any card effect other than super quant cards, which is amazing. He kind of protects himself just by having extra materials like that. And his last effect is 6 or more different names. Your opponent can't add cards outside their draw phase via effects. That includes drawing them. It's not like Thunder King and Mistaken Arrest that specifies except by drawing. It even prevents draw cards, which is awesome. And if he's destroyed, you get to special summon 3 Super Quantum Beasts of different names from your graveyard in any position you choose. I don't use that effect that often because I rarely get him destroyed. But if he ever is destroyed, I like to keep him in the grave for whatever, unless I really need to protect myself. And then I'm just going to make another one. Or I'll shuffle them all back with blue and then re-summon all over again, which I have done a lot. But it's very difficult to get rid of one Magnus. I've been able to make 2 of him pretty consistently in the deck after taking a turn, and I'm able to control the board with him and make another one. Now, I feel that you really should be trying to make Magnus not just as quickly as possible, but making the strongest type of Magnus possible. Then my build is about grind game, not just to make Magnus, but to control the board with Magnus and not waste all my resources on making Magnus or powering him up. Your deck should be centered around the Megazord, just how Power Rangers and Sentais were based around summoning their mechas or their Mechazords, and then trying to make it as powerful as possible without utilizing their resources. And that's what the deck is built. So this is why I play it how I did, and this is a discussion on the extra deck. Now, I only do a split of 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. The reason I emphasized that was I know some players online or whatever try to run 3, 3, 3, 3. You should not be wasting so much extra deck space. Remember, the deck is able to be recycled, especially with blue. You're able to summon easily. And plus, do you really think you need to go into more than 2 Magnus? Most of the time, you barely even need to go more than 1 Magnus. And the extra 2 is just so you could strengthen Magnus if just in case you need to and one of them gets destroyed or whatever. You don't really just want to use the one in the graveyard. You want to make the best Magnus possible. So that's why I feel a 2, 2, 2 for each one is best. I mean, I do have multiple copies of everyone else, but I'd rather just have 2, 2, 2, 2 in the extra deck, because that's 8 cards you're using in your extra deck. That's more than half already. You really need space for other things. So this is the ratio I was working with. I already showed you my extra deck before. I took out 1 card in the extra deck, which was Gaia Dragon. I didn't like it in the deck because I rarely went into it. I could see why I would go into it because of Magna-Liger or the other ones I ran. But I never really, at least in this build, when I was playing the more like slower version, the turbo versions, or anything with the other tech choices, I needed Gaia Dragon, but not in this version. I felt that I didn't need to go into Gaia Dragon that often. And it's been pretty good. So yeah, I've been updating the deck. I'll post up a deck profile soon if you guys really want to see it. Subscribe, comment, and like. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Oh, and by the way, I want you all to watch the best deck unveiling video. There's a reason why I want you guys to see that. And note the time of it. You'll find that very unique and very interesting. So, thank you. And I'll see you guys later.